Earth 2020. Society is in ruins, and a virus runs rampant among the world's humble citizens. They are lost. In these dark times, three wayward nerds cross paths at the House of India and realize they are destined to be friends. And so they did. This is their story. The story of the Side Quest.
Welcome back to the Side Quest Podcast. My name's Matt.
I'm BJ.
I'm Luke. You got the glass today.
Yeah, screwball.
Hell yeah.
Peanut butter whiskey.
Yep.
I bought a bottle the other day. It's been a while. I think since BJ's birthday, since I've had any.
Yeah, back when Ezra nearly ruined it for all of us.
It's still good, though.
It's amazing.
So. Well, I guess we could get into exactly what we were just about to talk about. But last week I bought, well, multiple weeks ago, I bought a horror-esque anime, but it really wasn't horror. It just,
it was body horror, I think.
body horror, yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely, but like I wasn't sitting there going
Anime
like,
movie called Straight Jacket, and I couldn't find it on streaming, so I had to buy a DVD from eBay, and then we watched it last week, and it was really good, except for the part that it just is like
too short,
unless it would make sense if it would set it up for like a series, but it didn't.
From what I can tell, the actual books are just like there's like 3 books, I think, or like a small enough amount that like what they filmed and put in was just the story.
Yeah,
That's it.
That's crazy because there's no resolution.
Yeah, it literally ends with like what I would assume the beginning of the anime is, because
Or like that's like the first arc. Time for arc 2 of like, all right.
well, because at
you
the
know
end
what I
of
mean?
it, he's like, I guess I shouldn't be trying to kill myself. I should be trying to help people. And then the little girl, his assistant, was like, I should stop trying to. My job's not to kill him. My job's to help him kill monsters and save people. And we're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
It-
Now what? Now next?
Yeah,
What is
now-
after that?
Now the story begins.
It's one of those things where it's on one hand, I want more, but on the other hand, oh man, I don't want them to milk it and make it like where you're like on season 6 and you're going, dude, they've been in this country for a while.
But all the magic and the suit ups were so tight.
fucking sick.
Yeah, the
So
armor was
tight.
dope. I liked the magic system. How inside of the gun it has to inscript the runes with
And
like
it
this
reads,
printer.
Yeah, it reads the runes.
And then they have like a bunch of these magic canisters that like the more they use, it like ejects more.
Yeah.
Stronger attacks. Use
there's
more
like
of them.
illegal spells, and I was like, yeah, it's like everything's there.
It's really cool.
They could make a dope ass video game out of Straight Jacket.
Yeah.
Dude. No, it like I feel like a mix of like Armored Core, but like kind of because like it is still like a shooter because you have the guns and like the magic system. So I'd be like Armored Core probably mixed with like. No, I mean just I guess Armored Core. I just don't know what like it would be faster.
Yeah,
Probably.
I would want it to be something like almost like stylish action. Like
This is gonna sound like a bad thing, but I mean this in the best possible way. Dirge of Cerberus.
yeah,
Like I mean that in like what it could be, not just
not
like
what it
Dirge.
is.
Yeah.
The
God, that game needs a remake.
speaking of another
I'm sure
thing,
it's coming.
we watched. It's coming, and it's gonna be great.
It's gonna be amazing.
It's gonna be amazing.
Could be amazing.
BJ, Carmen, and I last night. I just wanted to watch something because it was not much going on last night, and we start with a movie that I like. My parents loved. It's got good ratings, and I had only seen it as like a kid, and then we had it at like I think it was I had the DVD from a box that Kevin had gotten from church.
Yeah.
And so it was called City Slickers, and it has really good reviews.
I need to say one thing.
Yes.
If it's about the box Kevin got from church, it was like this big chest of DVDs
Yeah, and
shit.
he took home the ones that were all PG-13 and R-rated.
Okay, because in that chest, this was when I was like going to help out in youth occasionally, and Kevin went, "Yeah, there's like a bunch of stuff in there. If you want to take what you want out of there." In it that I took home was a Oblivion special edition, and Skyrim Special Edition in their like not plastic Xbox cases, but like those like booklets with the slip covers and everything. They were just sitting there, and I was like, "Fucking, I'll take those." Took those, and I think I took a movie. I just don't remember which one it was. It might have been Baby Driver. I'm not sure. But yeah, I took the 2 video games that I cared about.
Yeah.
Oh, and Doom 3. Doom 3 was in there, the original Xbox copy. So I took that too.
Yeah, we got from that a bunch of like GameCube games, like what's the Donkey Kong that you need? The drums?
Jungle Beat or
Jungle Beat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, so I had that, and I was like wanting to watch it, and I still want to watch it because it's reviewed well, but it's very much a 90s movie for 90s adults. It feels like.
Well, I feel like that's in
Well, it's mostly because Billy Crystal's just saying like very like of
like the
ti-
slang and
of the
things like
time
that, yeah.
jokes where he's referencing things of like of the time, and I'm
Well,
like,
that's
I
the-
know some of these, but some of them go over my
That's
head.
the same thing with like watching Friends. That was very clearly like, this is for the 90s. Like, this is what's happening now. We're referencing celebrities and cameos of celebrities that
Yeah.
are specific to here. And
So-
fucking Ant-Man is in that show. And he looks just like, again, doesn't
Paul
age.
Rudd does not
Paul
age.
Rudd
Paul Rudd
doesn't
does
age.
not age.
But so instead of that, I thought, all right, this isn't very good. What I do want to watch, and I've been meaning to for a really long time, is that's the only movie that I haven't watched that my dad worked on, Arachnaphobia.
Oh,
You never
fun.
heard of this?
Spiders. Not
And
a
It's literally a horror movie about spiders.
and it's really good.
It was
fan.
awesome.
Congrats. I'm
I
not
think
fucking
I
watching.
think like I mean, like 4 out of 5 for me. It was just like it,
Yeah.
you couldn't. It was perfect. It had some comedic relief, and it was genuinely scary because it was all real spiders. Except, I mean, there was some puppetry.
I think I might have
but, like,
seen. I think Corridor did a video on one of their because Ren, scared of spiders. They made him watch an arachnophobia scene.
Yeah.
Probably. So
Yeah,
I
and
think I
they
might have
had
seen one.
So there were so many things. Like there's this one part at the very end where like spiders are coming out of everywhere, and they really have spiders like coming out of everywhere, and it was so
I'd
freaky.
fucking like if I was told, hey, you work at this production company, we're gonna work on this movie, we're working with real live spiders, I quit that day. Like, I'm gonna find a new job.
Yeah.
Fuck you. I'm not working with spiders. I'm out. Especially that fucking many. No.
It was awesome. They had a spider section of like spider consultant, spider watcher, and like
Yes.
spider coordinator.
Spider coordinator.
Where was Spider Murphy's
Spider
girl this?
consultant.
Yeah, and it was great. I you
So that
should
was
watch it.
so how many movies or and shows was your dad like a part of? Like a
So
lot?
my dad's the biggest thing that he did was he worked on all but one season of ER, and it was because his boss during like up until I think like season 7, so from 1 to 7 he was working. His boss was an alcoholic that was abusive, and finally he was like, I quit for this. Then when he left, everything collapsed, like everything went to shit.
So like, please come back.
And so they were like, I will, but you have to fire him. They fired him, and then he then had to like apply for the job his boss had. And it was one of those things where you have to like it's just a math. You have to like they tell you this is a set we need to build. We need you to like price it out and give a budget for it and all this, the time, and then all this kind of stuff. And he forgot his calculator that day and did it all by hand and was the only person that got it perfect.
Wow.
And so then he became the full-on construction coordinator from like 9 because he missed 8
Yeah.
or something like that. I don't know the exact. And then for the rest of the seasons, he was there. And that AR was huge back in the day.
Well, I mean, if you can last,
It was
through,
George
like,
Clooney. So George Clooney was like the heartthrob in the beginning.
Was this like prime Clooney like heartthrob career before
Yes.
like before he started
And
going to big
then
movies?
then his character died.
And let me guess, ratings tanked.
No, because John Stamos was then the
Oh
next
yeah,
heartthrob.
so you fucking got. But
Yeah.
fuck, we lost one hot guy. We got to
Yeah.
get the second one.
Yeah, and so, but the biggest one is there's this one thing where they had like the whole episode was like a plane crashed in a city.
That's been happening.
I remember
a lot lately.
that.
Yeah, and it was like the biggest. It was like at the time like one of the biggest budgets for for a show. It was huge, and then he got special thanks in the credits there, which was like a big deal. We had a whole watch party that night. The ER Christmas parties were crazy. They were handing out like iPods, DSs. The Christmas parties were crazy. And so So yeah, that was
drink out of the ER mug all the time in
Yeah.
there from the 96 Christmas party, which is the year that I was born.
the 96 Christmas party. Yeah, we would get crazy shit all the time. The first generation DS where it
That
had the top
trapezoid
where
one?
the top went straight and then curved.
Yep, that's
Yeah.
the DS I had for the longest time. Like everybody else had a
one of
light.
those- the
Everybody else
first
did that. I had that one.
Well, I got mine the year it came out, so I had to have that for a while.
the
Yeah.
first
before the light
generation
came out.
iPod Mini. We got. My dad was like, I don't want this. You have it, man.
Was the iPod? The iPod Mini was that small one that
No.
clipped, or the iPod?
That's the
No,
Shuffle.
that's the Shuffle. The Mini is
Oh.
the small one with the screen that's like rectangular but goes upwards.
Okay, I thought that. Oh, I guess. Yeah, Mini or Nano, wasn't it, or one of those two?
Nano came after Mini, right?
Because I had that one. Because I remember they had that one. Then they had one that had a camera on it, and I didn't have that. I just had a silver one. I was like, this is it.
That was one of the later generations of the Nano. Or whatever.
And then I moved from that, and I downgraded to a full iPod Classic. That bitch had 120
This
gigs
is
on
what
it,
the
and I was like,
first-
I need nothing else for the rest of my life.
This is the first generation iPod Mini.
I've been thinking about getting one of those because the modding scene for those
Right here.
like, original iPods is crazy.
Like that was the first generation iPod.
Oh, yeah.
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 Yeah, I had the Nano.
Where the
which
sides were just like completely
Yeah.
curved and rounded.
I had the Nano, which was I guess that, but a wider screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it had like the little circular pad, like all that
Yeah.
shit. Yo, I low key miss my iPod. Like that
The
thing was
iPod
my-
video,
yeah.
I went through 3 iPod videos in my lifetime. Not because they all broke, because they were like a new generation came out and I like wanted it, and they got better each year, and they're dope. They're so cool.
I didn't have one until the iPod Touch came out, and that was incredible.
So I had the iPod Classic and an iPod Touch, but the iPod Touch was specific because of like it's kind of a phone, you know.
Yeah.
And but then
You
I
get the
but-
texting apps on it. And
Yeah.
shit.
Oh yeah. Like Text Now and shit.
Yeah.
No. I had the iPod Classic for so long because that thing was a beefy boy. Like you could hear it. Like if you like, well no, like no, you'd scroll through and like click something and it's like loading. You can hear like a disc or some like tech whirring on the
Yeah,
inside.
yeah.
I was like,
Because
holy fuck.
they had SSDs with like actual disk drive storage. Yeah.
It was, and yeah, like
you
my
hear
my,
it zzz.
my iPod Classic had like 120 gigs. It was fucking huge. So I like I had friends who were like, yeah, I had to delete a bunch of albums to make room for this new. And I'm like, bro, I have never deleted shit on this thing.
Yeah.
I had
It was-
full
the problem
discographies of
was,
like
I
every
would-
fucking
with the
thing.
iPod video. I'd put videos on there, and that's where
That took all the fucking yeah.
That-
Yeah,
was
I'd
the
have
problem.
a movie on there that was a gigabyte, and I was like,
You're
oh,
like,
shit.
fuck.
Because I remember the day that they updated the iPod Touches to have video, like where you could download video from iTunes, and I was like, I'm downloading every show that I've ever seen.
Remember when like songs like, cause aren't they like $1.29 now instead of 99 cents? What was it?
Yeah, but
Everything
back in the
used to
day,
be-
the $1.29s were just for like singles.
Yeah, like specific singles. Like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, we're releasing this song early. Album comes out in a month. Like, yeah. But I remember, yeah, like going through.
But yeah, it was 99 cents for the longest time. I think it still is.
I remember my first album buy, like with my own money allowance and everything, was Blink-182's like Neighborhoods album after they had come back together for the first time and then broke up later.
And most
again.
albums were like always
$10.
$10,
Yeah.
$9.99. Yeah.
The deluxe editions were always like, because that's how
$12.99.
Yeah, that's how they got away with it. Because it's the same thing with the video games. They're like, yeah, the game is $60, but you could buy the fucking deluxe ultimate for $120.
Dude, I'm still angry. The week that the Marshall Mathers CD came out, the second one that had the deluxe edition with like the extra like 10 songs on it or
Yeah.
something, I bought that and I was on the way to school listening to it. My car broke down and then the car got stolen.
Oh my god.
So they not only stole my car, but they stole my brand new fucking CD. It
I actually liked Marshall Mathers LP too.
was great.
Like there's some songs like I didn't really like Berserk as a single, but Rap God was goated, and like most of that album was actually like solid Eminem. And then you know Revival happened, and
Yeah, for me it ended at Marshall Mathers 2.
I do like some of his new stuff. Like Kamikaze was good. Death of Slim Shady was actually pretty solid. The one he did between that, I was like, it was whatever.
I like the song you did for Venom, but just as a meme.
Yeah, because it's really
Venom.
funny. Yeah, just funny to just say Venom in that way.
Venom.
It's kind. I like that he did that though, because he's always kind of had like a Spider-Man, like lyrics all the time.
he was in Marvel Comics. He had a crossover with Iron Man and Punisher.
What?
That is true.
That's dope.
Well, wasn't it Slim Shady had it, or was it
Slim
Mark?
Shady crossed over with Punisher.
Yeah.
Eminem crossed over with Iron Man.
Yeah, got to differentiate that.
That's right.
Yeah, because I remember on the cover, it's them sitting on the house from the cover of the album.
Yeah.
And it's him, and just Iron Man is also sitting on the stoop. But the Punisher one is like he's holding up a fucking Uzi back to back with the Punisher.
That's fucking sick, actually. No, but Arachnophobia. So that was legit. Like, again, spiders are gonna make it terrifying anyway. Cause you're
Legitimately
like,
scary. They had a couple scenes where like the big spider, which were just essentially just tarantulas, would like jump towards the camera, and you'd be like, "Fuck!" And there was one part where I had my hand like here, and then my phone like slipped down my slid off my pants, and then hit my hand. I went, "Oh!" Ah! Like it had me tense. It was.
Dude.
It was wild.
There was a point where
there's so many times where he just went, "Oh hell no!" Oh hell no!
there's a point in a lot of horror movies where you're like, "Oh, I would have left by now." That's one where I'd be like, the first sign, give me the fuck
Well, the
out.
whole that there was so much of it which felt so grounded, which is like the opposite I feel of most horror, which is like, get the fuck out now. Like the whole thing was like,
It starts with a mystery.
Yeah, you're like, I don't know, why are these people dying? Blah 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 blah. And then he's like, oh, it must be like the nest must be there, and you're like, oh fuck, the nest is at my house. So he has to go back to the house. So it makes it sense where he can't just leave. So he has to go back to the house, get the kids, and then yeah. So
yeah, it was very, very well written for a movie about spiders.
yeah, exactly.
Your phone still reminded me when I lived at the ranch. That we had to wake up like just fucking super early to catch the bus for school, and I guess one kid in our house was like deathly terrified, like fucking hated spiders. Yeah. And it was just the unlucky day where, you know, we're all jumping off the porch, being boys, whatever. He runs and jumps and like right into a spider web on his face. I've never, like, again, we're like kids, like, 16, 17-year-olds. I've never heard a scream that high pitch in my life. This man was rolling on the ground, freaking the fuck out. Like, when we finally calmed him down enough,
That reminds me of the video of the guy with the squirrel that goes into his office and he's screaming. He goes,
Yeah.
Carol!
dude, I felt bad because we were like, you know, consoling him like we're walking to the bus stop. My zipper hit his hand and he freaked out again. Where he's like, fuck, oh shit, and like everywhere, like he's on the bus, in the back of the bus, like he was sitting by himself, shaking, like it was just constantly this. And like finally, we're going home, like bus ride back after school, and he's still kind of like, but like he's fine or whatever. We get to the porch and he's like looking around, like gets inside, goes up. He takes a fucking long ass shower, and we're like, is he good?
So when Carmen was living in California, she had this awful roommate that like crashed out one day.
Oh, fun.
And I have it like on video.
You gotta show us that after.
I'll have to find it.
Yeah.
But she's crashing out, and she just was like obsessive about like the AC and like other stuff like that, and everything had to be protected. And then like one day I was there with Carmen, and I was like, "You're fucking crazy." She's like, "Yeah, don't call me crazy. I'm not crazy." And so she's crashing out, like yelling in the apartment complex. People are like coming outside, like, "What the hell is happening?" So then Carmen was like, "I have to move out." And I'm like, "Yeah, you do." So she found this like this room in a house to like rent, and these people would like was like a foster home for dogs. So at any point in time they would have like 14 dogs.
Oh my god.
Yeah. And like some of the dogs were like, there's one that was like pretty sweet. His name was Petey, and he was a really sweet dog. And they're like, "Do you want him?" And I was like, "No." No, I don't want him. Yes, please. No, I don't want him. He's a sweet dog. But this house was so messy, but they had cockroaches. And Carmen all the time would be like, wake up, and they'd be in her room, and she'd be like, "I fucking hate this." And she's like, the rent was cheap because it was just renting a room.
One singular room, and
Yeah.
probably cheap because also you have to deal with like a shit ton of dogs, all this stuff.
Yeah. And then, but you know, they were also like, really religious, and so like I couldn't sleep over, but I did all the time, and it was just weird. Even though like they had in their house, their cousin was also staying there at a room, and she would have boys over all the time, and I think I've told you this story where like one time they were all on vacation, so the house was like empty, So I was just like, I'm just gonna look around this house, and then I found in like the side drawer in the master bedroom like porno DVDs, and I was like, well.
Oh, so I can't.
I can't sleep over, but you can.
But you can watch MILF's Bang Son Volume 3.
Volume
okay.
6, yeah, Girls Gone Wild, Volume 18, and
Bad Girls Club uncensored version.
But it was she wasn't there for long. Thank goodness, but probably like a year. So
I feel like everybody has to go through like either like your one bedroom, either like live back at home, live in a shack, a garage or something. I low key, if someone was renting out their garage and said fuck it, you could just kind of chill in there, we don't care, I think I'd be down with that, because I feel like there's like a level of like, oh, this is like my space kind of garage area, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean it depends.
Well, yeah,
It's like, if there's heat in the garage, then
well, to be fair, I don't think I could live even if the rent was like hella cheap. Like, unless I bought
so
like a
I
fucking
lived
space
in a
heater.
back house that was a garage that they converted into like a 1-bedroom studio where there was a kitchen and a bathroom. So it's like everything was there. I shared it with my high school best friend, and I built a bunk bed, and it was great. We had honestly, it was a good ass time for a little bit until we like started inviting and having parties all the time, and inviting people over, and they're like, you can't. Then we got an eviction notice, and they're like, yeah, it actually says in the rent that you can't have parties or people over, and we're like, that's crazy. Okay. So, yeah, but it was a nice little space. It was a nice.
I love so like you couldn't have people over, like just in general, like like you can eviction us. Yeah, sorry, my mom came by because she was giving me something and it snowed. It's like, no, can't have people over. Sorry.
I don't know.
I think they just put that in there so they can fuck you whenever they want.
I think so. I mean, that's what it was. They, but it was a nice little. It worked for the time being, and then I was like, you know what? Because I was like, the whole thing was he was like, fuck my parents, I'm gonna move out, and I was like, I guess fuck my parents too. I'm gonna move out, and then I was like, you know what? This isn't really working for me, and then I moved to Tennessee. So, it all worked out.
Yeah,
and that was. Like 8 years ago.
Have you heard about this potential new stimulus thing?
No, what's up?
Since all the tax cuts happen or whatever, they're talking about everybody getting $8,000.
Fucking hope so.
Me too. I told Matt, I was like, if that happens, Japan.
Yeah, for
That would
sure.
be
Yeah,
sick.
Japan. Yeah. I'd probably take like 1,000 out and just be like, all right, that's gonna go. I think I'd use that because my parents have gotten into like Robinhood stocks and everything else. They're like, oh, if you join in, we'll all get a free stock. So I might like, because I want to invest money.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't know where the fuck to invest it in.
Burger keeps telling me.
So I figured I'd try.
Invest into space,
What does that mean?
like rockets and space technology. He's very. He's very adamant about it.
We are gonna die before like we actually have like legitimate.
Yeah, I've
space
seen
travel.
Interstellar. Doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah. I caught BJ the other day just watching Interstellar all by himself.
Yeah, it was a really fucking bad day. I was really sad. So I just laid on the couch and I put on Interstellar. And it helped until I fell asleep.
Yeah, and then he fell asleep like for the rest of the night.
Interstellar though was great. I'm glad we turned you around immediately. We're like, I don't know, man, Matthew McConaughey, really? And movie ends.
To be
"That was
fair, it's
fucking
hard
great."
after the last movie we saw him in was Tiptoes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
to be
That's
fair,
really
yes.
difficult.
I think
They're like, there's no way he can act.
Yeah, it's impossible.
What a wild movie.
I want to add, if we can, I don't know, it could be this week, next week, whenever, but I want to add The Gentleman to our list of movies to watch, because I think that is also a good film that he's in.
Okay.
But that one, because that also has what's the guy from Crazy Rich Asians, the lead dude. It's got the Penguin, Colin Farrell. It's not Tucci. Who's the other guy? Guy from Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah, Son of Anarchy.
And another one that I'm forgetting. But then they have the Netflix series, which is, I guess, the prequel.
Mm-hmm.
That's like, oh, here's him building the weed empire, I guess. And I was like, oh, cool. But the actual movie, The Gentleman, is great.
Nice. The new season of White Lotus just started.
So I've never seen White Lotus.
It's very good.
Okay.
It's really just like an anthology
crazy
thing
of crazy things that happen
in hotels.
at a
Okay.
fancy chain of hotels at different locations.
Yeah.
When did the first season come out? Because I feel like I heard about this a while back, right?
Like I think it was right after COVID.
Yeah, it was like 2021
Okay.
or something.
Yeah.
But
So it's been a minute.
yeah. But they're very good. Season 2 has Aubrey Plaza in it.
Hell yeah.
Her storyline makes me really upset.
Yeah, she's a bitch.
Yeah, but this season has he hasn't shown up yet, but apparently Arnold Schwarzenegger and
Walton
Walton
Goggins.
Goggins.
I'm kind of glad that Arnold is kind of getting a little bit of a, not resurgence, but like he's kind of always been there. But like I like that he's kind of
I mean, he
doing
really
other
has
projects.
Yeah, he's doing projects at
Because he always does Terminator. Yeah, Terminator.
Or what's that one where he's like,
Conan.
no, the
That'd be kind of cool to
it
see
was
now.
the older
Like-
it was a movie that came out in maybe 2016 where he's like he's the sheriff of a new town that's like on the border of Mexico.
I don't think I've heard of this one.
It's just him being
Yeah.
macho and very Expendables like.
Well, because like
Hell yeah.
seeing him in the Secret Level episode,
yeah,
whatever that fucking
And
MMO
yet
was.
Angstrom lives.
Yeah,
That was a very good episode.
it was.
it was very sweet. At
for-
the end,
for-
it turned
for-
around to be
Yeah,
a
for
very
a fucking dog shit MMO apparently. Well, no, apparently it's pretty popular. I don't fucking know, but yeah, for an MMO, it's that same thing where you see like those sick trailers, like, oh, this is awesome, and it's a fucking RTS game,
Yeah.
or it's like, dude, this would be so. It's an MMO, or it's a fucking what
It's
is
a mobile game.
Yeah, it's a MOBA.
Oh
Fuck.
yeah, like Game of Thrones. Ugh.
Yeah.
Did y'all see that gameplay thing I threw in the chat or text chat with text message?
for the Game of Thrones thing?
Yeah.
No, I remember us talking about you saying what it was.
The game.
I remember getting the text driving back from Murfreesboro. So I
There
was, like,
there is
not
no
watching
shot. I don't know, like at this point, because it's coming to PC and mobile. So whatever the fuck that means, but dude, it's funnily enough, as someone who's spent too many hours in Assassin's Creed Valhalla, I sat there going, yo, that's the fucking animation for like they straight stole it.
So-
But it's a full
Speaking
on.
of stealing Assassin's Creed animations, we also watched something else.
Oh yes. So, but what were
Brotherhood
we
of-
watching? Oh, so we watched on. It was Saturday because Friday night is when he was really sad, and he fell asleep on the couch, and that's when Severance comes out. So then on Saturday when he woke up, like pretty early, because
Yeah, I was up at like 6:30 that morning.
and we were like, hey, let's watch the new episode of Severance. Watched it. Very good episode. I mean, you
They're all
can't-
good.
Yeah,
I
they're
was
all
gonna say, has there been a bad episode?
This one felt at first it was like feels like a setup episode where not much is happening,
But it's more fallout from the last episode and then set up for what's coming.
and the end of the episode became really where like most of the not action but like draw was.
I feel like Severance is less action and more of the mystery.
I don't
Like there's still action.
know.
The thing,
Right?
the best word to
It's the
describe
it's the
Severance is
conflict.
espionage.
It's the it's interpersonal and personal conflict. That's the action.
I was gonna say
It's the things you're dealing with, like with other people. These conversations, it's things that are happening. To me, I mean, it maybe thriller. Like it gets my heart pumping like, action
you don't
does.
you don't need a fight scene whereas like it's tense.
But it's a fight scene between two people actually
yeah, it's
fighting.
it's a battle of minds.
yeah, verbally fighting. You know.
Yeah, which sometimes that can be way more stressful than seeing if someone's gonna die or not.
Yeah, the Christmas episode of the bear.
That was uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I'll never forget.
Yeah, I knew you're gonna. I knew you were gonna.
I'll never forget the day after we watched that. You were so fucked up.
Right after, I was like, I need to go outside and. Yeah.
Yeah, we had to pause in the middle.
Was
so Matt could take a break.
like Matt's it's like the Guts theme starts playing, he's got a cigarette just staring out into the woods, just like
Yeah, but the next day I came out of my room to like get something to eat, and Matt comes up to me and he's like, "Hey man, I just wanted to say like I'm really sorry you had to go through any of that." I'm like, it's fine, it's just a show.
I'm like, it's not. You literally kept on saying how much you like.
how much this is like standard Christmas dinner.
Yeah,
I was like, stop! Don't do this. Don't minimize your problems.
I don't know. I wish I had a brother
Feel
like John
with me.
Bernthal, but he wouldn't die.
yeah. I wish I had a great dead brother like him.
Dude, the scenes in Peanut Butter Falcon.
I watched that before I watched Interstellar. That day.
You did?
Yeah.
So good.
I love that movie.
So.
So good.
And John Bernthal kills it in that. You just feel the pain of Shia LaBeouf.
He also coined the dead brother shoulder touch that I think he uses in The Bear and in Peanut Butter Falcon when he's sitting at the bar and he just goes.
Yeah.
with no audio.
Yeah.
He was in Sicario too, right? That's the other thing we
Nope.
saw him in. No, what was the movie?
What?
We watched something here where
Where he shows up randomly.
fuck. It was either Sicario or it was
Nope, not Sicario.
it was the
Oh yes, Sicario. Yes,
Yeah.
where he goes. He's the cop that meets
It's
Emily Blunt.
Yeah,
You're right, Sicario.
Because I was like, it's either that or it's the
and he's like, don't make this harder.
Yeah, because I was gonna say it was either that one or
I
it was the
would want to
Native
see
American.
Reckoning Day really bad. Apparently, it's a different director, but same writer.
Nice.
No,
Yeah, it would be a different director because it's Denis Villeneuve did Sicario 1.
no, I think it's still Denny, but maybe a different writer.
Because they have a sequel to Sicario that is
because
the same
I think
writers,
what
but
I'm thinking of
different
is a
director.
woman wrote the first one.
Yeah,
and I think because Emily Blunt's not even in the second one.
yeah, it's just Josh Brolin and
Yeah.
yeah.
And I think So
Apparently,
yeah, I got some other movies. Because now like we're turned on to some good feel goods, and I have another one.
We watched another movie that we need to talk about too. Another Nolan film.
Oh wait, just say it. I'm blanking.
I don't remember the name. It was an earlier one though.
Oh yes, we saw Memento.
Yeah,
I don't think I've seen Memento. Yeah,
it's really cool.
It's
Yeah,
really cool.
okay.
You could totally see where like Tenet comes from.
Yeah, it's definitely the Tenet prototype.
Yeah.
You see he's
with
doing
our one of our favorite actor. No.
The Mandarin,
Yes, the Mandarin.
but not the real Mandarin. The fake one
Kingsley.
from Iron Man 3.
Yeah.
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 But not Ben Kingsley, the other one that had the red generic powers.
Oh, the blonde boy.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
so
it's-
not the Mandarin, not the
it's
Mandarin. Okay.
really
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
What I'll tell you is there, in the movie, you have black and white scenes, and then in color scenes. The black and white scenes move forward through time, so you're watching them as they would happen chronologically. The color ones are happening from the end of the movie, so you see one scene, and then the next color scene is going to be the scene that happened
Before it.
chronologically before until
Oh.
the black and white ones and the color ones meet in the middle, and you'll see there's a scene where it's black and white
And then it transitions.
it transitions into color, and then you get to the middle, and that's where the climax is in the very middle, but it's at the end. So very cool, and it is a mindfuck, which is why I watched it.
Yeah.
I keep on looking up like mindfuck movies, and then like everyone just would have Memento on the list. There's a bunch of other ones that are like, oh, watch this one, it really fucked me up. And then like
okay,
it's a random weird movie, and it's like,
have either of you guys seen Shutter Island?
Yeah, love Shutter Island.
dude, like so many times,
Dude, that
Yeah.
movie. So I rewatched it again recently because I got the TikTok of like, here's all the things you need to like look out for for like they showed the twist early type shit, and I was looking through and I was like, there's no shot. And I rewatched it and I'm like,
Memento
whoa,
is really
I
similar to
wonder.
that.
I will
because
say
it
though,
deals a lot with memory.
yeah,
I will say, and I feel like I might be, because I'm not as good as BJ at like picking up stuff, but
That's why I love Nolan.
But
And that's why you turned me on to Nolan, because you told me you need to pit yourself against
someone
these
who is
movies.
really fucking good.
oh
And I was like, yeah. And now I love watching them because it's always just a theory battle in my mind until the
well,
end of the movie.
the
you
problem
gonna-
was with Shutter Island though is the first time I watched it, I immediately was like, oh, like he's crazy, he's a patient. Like for some reason I just was able to figure out, and then it didn't like ruin the whole movie, but I just was like, oh, I'm like, okay, well, I got the big hook.
I didn't-
got
I
the
didn't-
big twist. I've already figured it out after 15 minutes of this movie. Like the second the people started like looking at him, I was like,
Mark Ruffalo kind of gives it away in the beginning too.
yeah,
The way he like talks to him and looks
Yeah.
at him and shit.
yeah.
Well, it's everything too, because like that's the thing is I feel because the first time I watched it I was just like obviously like watching DiCaprio, watch the thing. I knew there's something
I don't
weird. 'cause
rewatch
it's a
that
thriller.
movie to like pick up on stuff. I'll watch it to watch a movie again, but it's not like Tenet where I will watch that movie again and again to like pick up all these little
Yeah.
details that I missed the first time.
Well, see, like I did because it's a lot of stuff. Like you'll see, like it's as they're leaving a room, a guy's like talking on the phone, and then he looks back, and like he's not actually on the phone, shit like that. Where it's like
Yeah.
everybody watching DiCaprio, like they're like, here we're gonna go.
But see,
search.
that's the stuff
Well,
that I pick up all the time because I'm so into like shots of stuff, and like I can tell
Yeah,
when a
like
shot,
the composition of the screen.
or I can tell when they linger, and I go, okay, well this is like I can
yeah,
read,
they're adding reverence
I
here.
can
that
I can read things without like I can read that like a movie just
like-
from like shots, and I think it's just me being nitpicky about shit, but
I mean,
that movie does that all the time where I'm like, okay, like you're not leaving any mystery to
I
this.
think for
you're
me-
lingering on this for like.
I think for me it's because Shutter Island was like one of the first like legit
Oh, for
mystery
sure.
movies I had seen. Because beforehand, you know, it's like all action,
Yeah.
like whatever superhero movies like that. See Shutter Island, and I'm you know I go from that like Spider-Man to that.
Yeah.
And it's like oh
No, 100%.
fuck,
It was just one of those things where it was very rare.
Yeah.
Where I watched a movie for the first time and I figured it out at the very beginning. I was like, well, this kind of took a little bit of the fun out of it. Give me a beer.
Yeah. I don't know why.
Nice.
I have a story about that happened recently. After we watched Midnight Mass last week, I went to visit my parents, and I just put it on because I was like, "Mom, I think you'll like this." And then she was like, "Okay," sits down, starts watching it, and then you know we're going through like episode 1, episode 2, and she's making the same predictions that I did with you guys. And I was like, "Oh, it's Hereditary then." But
y'all just know movies. Y'all
Yeah.
just know twists and turns.
like the part where the dog like barks at Bev.
Yeah.
My mom was like, she's gonna be like the baddest person in this whole show, isn't she? And I was like, yeah, you're getting it.
We can't say too much.
I need to keep watching.
Just speaking of, Raoul is the protagonist in
Of
that news.
Severus, yeah, the Returnal devs, which
It's like some Hindu. It feels like Hindu.
It's Returnal but Hindu.
Yeah.
Or I was gonna say, what's the walking simulator game?
Oh, Death Stranding.
Yeah.
Because the
No.
trailer starts off exactly how the Death Stranding trailer
No,
starts.
they've said it's building off of Returnal's mechanics.
But I'm
which
just
is
saying,
roguelike.
the trailer is. I'm just.
Oh, yeah,
this is
100%.
Death Stranding.
Have either of y'all played Returnal at all?
No.
I think you'd fuck with it. It's like a roguelike. So or is that what like the Hades death
Yeah.
restart shit like that?
Yeah.
It's that, but in like a 3D bullet hell third person shooter, and it gets fucked. There's some boss fights where I'm sitting there going, "How the fuck do you want me to beat this? What the fuck do you mean?"
Yeah.
and
you gotta
like
upgrade.
yeah, and then
Upgrade. People
I'm legitimately
upgrade.
excited to see Raul do like as because I like the guy and I actually think he's a decent actor. So seeing him in like a video game,
That's why you need to finish
Yeah.
Midnight Mass. He's got some fucking chops.
yeah,
Yeah.
Again, he's a great. Wasn't he also in one of the other from that same director, like The Haunting of one of them?
There's like 3 different
Yeah.
haunting ofs.
yeah,
I've only seen part
I've
of the
heard.
house.
I think he's in
some
Blind Manor.
rumors about him as like in person not being like the kindest person, but you know,
Well, to be fair,
he's
also
an actor.
I don't know. I mean, he's Alana Pierce.
I do.
I think they're dating. I'm pretty sure.
I'm sure
'Cause
they are.
I saw.
I also find Alana extremely annoying.
I don't, but I think it's just because out of every of the games journalist media people, she just tends to be the least annoying. But that's about it.
Again, it's like one of those things where it's like I think I like him because he hangs out with people I like, but that doesn't mean that I would
That doesn't
like,
mean that you would like him.
yeah. I was like, he fucks with Bruce, and who's the other
Lawrence.
no,
Oh,
the when they did the Star Wars stream,
oh, Jacob.
Jacob. I love Jacob. and I
That
love
apparently
Bruce.
that I think those streams aren't up anymore because I think Raul has officially like met Hayden Christensen and like the people, and he kind of felt bad where he's like, I shat all over like those people, and I feel a little bad now that I've like actually like, oh,
I
they're
think
actually really nice
that's
people.
part of why is he has these opinions where he's like, well, this is my opinion. And it's not like one of those things like anybody's wrong, but it's one of those things that people like will say their opinion as like
They're just gonna die on that hill.
yeah, and I'm go like,
Me.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're not an ass about it. Like Raul's like on like Instagram Live being
like he'll kind of argue with you about
Yeah,
like,
you're like,
to the
okay.
point of like this is gonna ruin like any conversation we have in the
yeah,
future.
exactly.
Or
And
like
that-
Matt not understanding why remakes are good. Or like liking Red Dead 2.
I never.
I'm gonna be honest. No,
I never said the reason I love Red Dead 2 is not because of monotony.
It's the
the
story.
story.
The verbatim what you said is I like the monotony. I do.
But that's not why what I said. BJ, listen very closely. What I just said.
I'll listen very closely to that episode of the podcast, and that's what I'll hear.
Sure, but what I just said right now was what I love about Red Dead is the story. I can like the monotony, but that's not what I love.
No,
I love the story.
Look, out of all the takes, the one that still baffles me because I re-listened to the episode is Matt's take on RPGs and how Telltale games are RPGs.
Okay.
That still upsets me.
And then last episode you go, Matt, you never changed your mind about anything. And I said that's not true, and I proved it. And BJ then said, okay, you're right, but only when I pointed out how many times BJ corrects me on shit.
I just like calling you out because you react like this.
I think that's the problem. Is like anytime BJ calls me out, I just go,
If we ever get popular, there's just gonna be like
It's just gonna be hours and
fucking
hours
compilation
of Matt getting triggered.
No, the first clip is your turn. Intro music starts. It just cuts to all the ones. Mm-hmm. Speaking of monotonous, I'm playing a lot of Kingdom Come Deliverance 2.
Do you like it?
I fucking love it.
Do you like the monotony?
Yes, actually. But I think the thing
BJ, get on him. Get on his ass. Sick him.
Monotony, get him. No, I don't know why this game is. I think I kind of know why this game is getting me versus Red Dead. Is that like it's an RPG which helps to like fix the monotony problems.
Sorry, we were just talking about RPG. Sorry.
Yeah, but like you look at
I don't think it's a real RPG.
You can't make a decision.
You can't make any decisions. Where's the role playing?
But like in Red Dead 2, you're kind of stuck in a like a play style. Like the game wants you to play in their rules, their sandbox, their vibe. So like you kind of like the thing you can change is Arthur's morality, realistically, and like that's kind of it. A lot of the like realistic stuff in Red Dead is like it's just gonna happen, deal with it. With Kingdom Come, it's like, yeah, you're gonna start with like, yes, that's how a real sword strike would work, but then it's like the more you level up, it's like, yeah, but now you're better than that guy. So anytime you will like move your sword from here down here and swipe up, it's like, oh, you would full cut through the shit, they're dead. Like the monotonous stuff starts to get way easier, and to the point of like almost trivial by like late game, where like, oh yeah, all the stuff that I was complaining about now is like I'm doing this shit in my sleep, and like the levels are way higher. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I would like to clarify something, and it has to do with my own stupidity. So I'm gonna own up to something. When I hear like RPG, I think of like TTRPGs where like I'm making decisions. But really, role-playing is you are putting yourself in the shoes of somebody else. And so that's why all of these games are... When I think of, like role-playing, I think of, like, when we're playing Cyberpunk, I get to make decisions as a character.
To be fair,
and so that's where I get the whole telltale, make your own choices kind of thing. But, and then the other thing is, I think what I really liked about the monotony is when... BJ's thing was like, I don't want to have to change a wheel on a hitch, and I go, yeah, that is annoying, but I do like the fact when I have to like spend 5 minutes of my time riding from one point to the next because of the encounters that you get in Red Dead. Every time you just go from one point to the next, a random encounter will happen. Like you'll like help a woman, and like either the woman's gonna rob you or you actually help the woman, and there's all these different things that you'll like meet along the way riding, and I like that.
I hate that in Witcher.
That
really?
Yeah. I'll be trying to go to this fucking specific point that I don't have a travel sign close to. I'll just have to get on Roach and run past all the roads through this fucking field.
And then you'll find a little guy with a question mark, and you don't like that?
Yeah, and I'll find a guy with a question mark, and he's like, hey, all my family's dead at the shack, and I'll mind control him and be like, don't fucking worry about it. I'm doing something.
I think you'd like that part of Kingdom Come too, because you have both where like, okay, they do it in a way where like, because there's a heavy time system, all this other stuff.
What's a heavy time?
Like if you like, anytime you do anything, time is going, right? So like even if you fast travel, even if you like whatever. So if you run to a place, like say you get on your horse and ride.
How does that work with the wedding that you have to go to?
That wasn't timed. There are certain quests that are timed, and they tend to tell
Blackwood is not going to be coming today. We'll push the wedding back another day.
No, it's because apparently the wedding can't go through until
we've been waiting for you for 30 days.
Oh, dude, I like literally. I think the blacksmith that is supposed to get me into the wedding was like, literally, I think mentioned like, oh, whenever you get the chance, we really need to make that wedding present. I'm like, no.
He's gonna show up to the wedding in like flaming armor with like demon wings and shit.
I'm already kitted out in like because so there was a because I got the gold edition. There's like a special armor you can find, which of course it's not
Did you get
easy.
the steelbook?
There was no steelbook sadly.
But I made one.
I made one by myself. It looks pretty cool. Like, so the way that game, like all that time shit, you know how you were saying like, oh, I just want to fast travel, do that thing in Kingdom Come. So you can either, ride everywhere, or if you have gotten to a place, you can fast travel to it. If you fast travel, it shows a little map and it shows your character moving across like the roads and whatever else. And occasionally it will stop and go, hey, there's an ambush. Do you want to test your luck or try to flee? And it'll show your chances. So you can go, yeah, I'll do it. So then if you go in, you don't have to fight your way because you've been stopped on the road. Or it can go, hey, there's this beggar lady. Do you want to help her or just dip? And it's the same thing. It's like you could just get away without like it's like the leave says don't look into her eyes when walk away, and it's like 50% chance. It's like, oh, just go in 100%. It's that thing. So you can either get those through just wandering the world, or even if you fast travel, it'll go, hey, there's stuff. Do you want to interact with that as well? And that's been really fun because that's been how that and doing like the combat training stuff has been how I've been getting better at the swordsmiths.
Did anybody from Dungeons and Daddies work on any Obsidian or Avowed?
Probably.
Because this is what Dungeons and Daddies just posted today.
Huh.
They might have.
And Anthony clearly has gift boxes.
I mean, Anthony's a writer.
They might be doing like a promotional thing for them because the other one does
Critical
that a lot.
Role.
Yeah.
Oh,
They did one for
we totally
Zelda.
backtracked that we totally missed the thing that we were talking about. We were watching Severance, finished the episode.
Oh, sorry.
No, you don't have to be sorry.
Yeah.
Oh.
And so we started watching
Vox
Mythic
Machina?
Quest.
Oh, Mythic Quest. Is that good? Because Ashley Burch is in it.
It's funny.
And
That's the one that we were surprised to see was Ashley.
That's how I knew about Mythic Quest because I follow her on Instagram and she was like, "Hey, I'm in this
Ashley
new show."
Burch and so Matt Arnold and Freddie Wong just made a movie, and it's coming to select theaters March 7th.
Don't we have to like write into our theater to see if they can play it? Or-
Yeah, I'm.
Spring Hill Theater would probably do it.
I could definitely
I think
see
like Bellevue.
the AMC could do it. They're big
Bellevue
enough.
often, or Belmead often at their theater, they often play like indie stuff. Opry Mills might do it because they'll do it.
Do you think the Thoroughbred AMC would do it?
Maybe.
Because they have a lot
Maybe. I
of
don't-
fucking theaters though.
So we just would have to see.
I definitely want to see it just to give it a shot.
just to support them.
Yeah.
To your
Because
credit,
Ashley Burch is in the movie.
Is that the one with this big alien pillar?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I just got a TikTok about that.
Yeah.
oh, like
I'd like to
they're
see
they're
that.
like one shot. They had like because I've seen Freddie's TikToks or Instagram reels or whatever.
It's about a road trip
Yeah.
during like an alien invasion.
Cool. That actually sounds kind of fun.
Yeah. But Matt Arnold is the director and producer and probably writer.
Then Freddie is also, isn't he like doing a lot with it too? I know.
Yes. Yeah. I mean,
I think Freddy's in the new Creator Clash.
Yeah, he is.
like the fight.
Yeah, he's one of the.
Who's
he's
he
one of the
fighting
fighters.
against?
I
I don't know.
I
don't know.
I wish Anthony was so that he could go into the ring.
Yeah,
that
rip
fucking-
it off.
yes, and rip off.
No,
He'd
like
never
off
do
the-
it though.
Dude, no, grab from here and rip.
Or I was
rip it
gonna say
off.
have the boxing rope and then do the thing where you like throw it off your back.
Yeah, that'd be
Dude.
tight.
Him having a fucking like Yakuza back tat's crazy.
Yeah,
That should
I
be me.
remember. I remember at the live show after it happened, we were like, as it was happening, we were looking at each other like,
Yeah.
What? Well, did that cement for you finally? Because you've been thinking about the back tat for a while. You saw it in person from another non-Asian.
I mean,
person,
I
like,
was already there, but seeing his, I was like, that's fucking sick.
Yeah.
If I had money, I'd go do it right now.
I remember listening to the episode where he's like, "Yeah, I got a tattoo." I'm like, oh, cool. Well, what is it? And then you hear him just like, you can hear him standing up.
We hadn't seen that because that's season 2 shit.
yeah.
Dude, hearing him stand up, and they're like, "What are you doing?" And it's like, I think it's Freddie's first going, "Holy shit!" And like Beth is even like, "No fucking way!" They're all this, and then he sits back down and goes, he did. Anthony was not gonna let it slide. He was just going like, "Yeah." So anyway, and they're like, "No, what the fuck? You have a whole back piece?"
Yeah.
Yeah, he was just gonna
I
let
need
the audio
to catch
listener.
up in season 3, but you know what's more important though is restarting up our Cthulhu campaign.
Yeah.
I also think, which I think would be possible, is getting Lee in there just to give him something.
It'd be so easy to get Lee in there.
Something to.
Well, now that Ezra's character
have
is
something to
dipping
chew
out.
on.
to live for.
Yeah.
He's rarely in Discord these days.
Yeah, I noticed.
So
I missed the boy. We didn't invite him over again.
I agree.
I mean, we did, and then he.
Oh yeah, he
bailed.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so did BJ.
Well, he bailed by sleeping.
I was here. I just
Bailed
didn't
by
participate.
Bailed by sleep.
Mentally
Plus-
wasn't here.
It wasn't a very good crowd anyway, so I don't feel that bad.
Yeah.
I
Food
mean,
was good though. I think you would have enjoyed that part.
I did. I did the next day.
I didn't get to
Sure.
have any of the rib. Was it the ribs or what was it? Yeah, I didn't get to have
some
those.
party ribs.
The poppers were the best part.
Dude, poppers always go crazy.
I think I could make some easily.
Yeah.
I've been thinking about I told BJ today. I've been thinking about the lake house a lot. Just wanted to be back there.
I'm so excited. So both lake houses, the one in California and then the one with Ezra.
Oh,
at
the
Frame
river
Tech.
house.
River house.
I was worried during the tornado, which tore apart the canopy. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, the storm tore apart the canopy, and I was outside like, oh god, it's being torn, and it's like, so I thought it was gonna fully like be pulled off, but it was just those corners.
Let's hope all these plane crashes aren't as popular when
Dude,
we go.
Ezra sends him like
Yeah.
once a month something.
Yeah,
I-
little
I-
bastard.
Has he sent you anything about these new plane crashes?
No.
Not yet, but I know it's coming.
Yeah. It's gonna be like the article of like this many plane crash happened in like a month, and he's gonna be like, that's crazy, BJ. Wow.
I also think that we could divvy up. I think we could do a better job divvying up or like figuring out like food for
Yeah.
the week. I mean clearly we need to buy more,
We
but I
went
think
to the grocery store like four times.
Yeah.
To be fair, how much of that was
Cereal?
drunk and
We
high?
need cereal.
How much of that was we were all drunk and high eating cereal by the fucking like gallon?
yeah.
We just need way more cereal next time.
We just go to the cereal aisle, put the hand out, and just knock all of them into the fucking
yeah,
basket.
the other thing, it's like in my head I was like, I bet if that late at night, like if we bought just a gallon of dehydrated milk, we wouldn't be able to taste the difference. To be fair, dehydrated milk is not that bad. Have you ever had it?
no.
It's not that bad. The only problem is when you have it, you need to get cold water, and
Yeah.
that's where, because milk comes out of the refrigerator cold. When you have normal dehydrated milk, you just use
When you have like
tap,
lukewarm milk,
and
it's like
that's what tastes off, not the taste, because dehydrated milk is literally
just milk.
just milk.
But yeah, you want to have like ice cold.
The
Yeah.
best thing to do is put dehydrated milk into milk and make milk too.
Milk, super milk. It's actually
You-
it's
when-
200% milk.
I fucking love the sequel memes. Like, when are we getting PC 2?
Yeah.
Like shit like that.
If Pornhub is so great, why is there no Pornhub 2?
Have you heard about Ranked?
Yeah, Jerkmate ranks.
Dude, oh my
I don't
fucking
even know what that means.
gosh.
I don't
Nobody-
know.
I don't know what
Nobody does.
I don't know
I
what it
don't wanna find
means.
out.
But dude, I've been getting so many fucking like Instagram reels of like it was one where it's like like the black kid who's like that
Yeah.
like the face, and it's like me walking into my son's room seeing that he's almost
Plat.
at like platinum ranked.
He's plat.
Dude,
Jesus.
I don't know what the fuck happened, and I it probably is a fake tweet, but I swear I saw like a thing where it's like Jerkmate was actually gonna try to implement
No, I
this.
saw that too. They did like a video where they were like, "Hey, we've seen the memes. We know there's demand, so we're actually implementing Jerkmate ranks."
But nobody knows what that actually is gonna be.
no.
Yeah,
Dude, I want to know what the fucking rules are, because it's ranked.
it's
so
got to
like,
be like a time attack thing. That's the only way I can see it working.
like what but what about edging? Like, what if you're not coming? Like you get more points.
That's also
like,
a time attack. You just have to take longer.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not not the quickest time, but the longest.
Yeah.
Oh, there is one thing. I don't know why this made me think of this. There is one thing
can't wait.
I have played. It was the demo for Pirate Yakuza.
Yeah, I haven't played the demo because I want to go in like with fresh eyes.
I did it for one reason. I immediately I did a little combat tutorial. I was like, yeah, whatever, get me out of here. Ran right the fuck to the bar, and did the karaoke.
Yeah.
And it's
What
great.
songs?
Well, so they have more. They only had 3 in the demo. I think there's gonna be more. Like,
What's
like,
the
24 Hour Cinderella.
Yeah,
24 Hour
100%.
was in. That was
Thank
of course
goodness.
the one. I'm very
What's the animation? You know, like the
same shit, but he's older.
Oh, really? So
Yeah,
It's
so-
it's
yeah.
the exact same thing.
But
Okay.
but now he's older with the wrinkles and the grayer hair.
The outfit
Soon
system in
gonna-
this one.
I love
It's
you.
actually kind of sad because it looks like like the the washed out music star who's just playing their hits as an old man.
Yeah, the
And I'm
guy
like,
from
oof.
AC/DC still up there wearing those shorts at 85 years old.
Those shorts and Converse and the
Yeah.
fucking Twilby hat, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm actually, this one is, I'm interested to like see the English dub in because it's gonna be Matt Mercer as Majima.
What?
Yeah, he's been Majima's
He's been
voice
Majima
actor
since 7.
Yeah.
Whoa, I didn't know that.
So yeah, since they couldn't get Mark Hamill back, they got Matt. So he's been the dub. So I'm like, I'm not gonna like the English necessarily because I'm so used to 24 Hour Cinderella in Japanese, but I know Matt can sing, so I want to see it. I want to like hear it. That and Get to the Top is
Yeah.
gonna be in there.
I wonder if they're gonna put in any of his songs that he had in Dead Souls.
Well, Get to the Top is the one where he's like it's the Haruka song that she sings. Then Majima does his remix in Dead Souls. That's the one that's coming back, where they tone it down, like they lower the tone or the whatever so he can sing it, and it's Majima doing fucking crazy shit. Like he'll go from like to like just fucking it's tone deaf and funny.
I also I've seen a lot of tweets about the how you can change his outfit and everything like you can in Gaiden, but
I don't know if it'll go into cutscenes though. That's the difference.
Are you gonna play Avowed
I downloaded it because I think it came out
today?
Yeah, I'll probably try it. I liked Outer Worlds, so I feel like I will fuck with Avowed maybe a little bit.
Well, I mean, you fuck with. I mean, actually, you fuck with Morrowind over Oblivion.
No, opposite. I fuck with Oblivion. Well, to be fair, I played Morrowind. I didn't play it originally on Xbox. I played on my not 360. Whenever backwards compatibility was added to the Xbox One, and I tried it, and I was like, oh, this is really old. That I feel like I need to play this on a PC with mouse and keyboard, maybe like mod it up a little bit, which I can do on the Steam Deck. I just haven't fucked with it yet. But Oblivion was my first Western RPG I played, so Oblivion's the one that I fuck with most.
That one's Obsidian.
No, they're all Bethesda. Obsidian did New Vegas. That's the only thing they've done.
That's right.
Which is my favorite Fallout game, but most of the writers don't work at Obsidian anymore. So it is what it is.
can't wait for that new season of Fallout, by the way.
Yeah, very excited for that.
BJ's been watching a lot of Walton Goggins stuff.
Yeah, because I watched Vice Principals.
Vice Principals, yeah.
And then I was like, I really like Walton Goggins, so I've just been watching a bunch of his shit.
He's a
So
good
you watched?
actor.
Was it yesterday?
Yeah, yesterday I watched The Hateful Eight, which great movie, still holds up.
Have you seen the extended like mini series that it became?
I've seen it, but that's not the one that I watched yesterday.
Yeah, because I haven't seen the mini series.
The 4 hour, 1 hour each part.
Yeah. I want to because I've heard it's still good, but I haven't seen it. I've seen the original movie. Same with like
I
Snyder
was
cut
telling
shit.
BJ. So apparently, it was supposed to be. It was written originally as a sequel to Django, but then they're like, Samuel Jackson's character was like, he's too evil. Like everyone in this movie is a bad person.
But my character's like a legitimately fucked
And Django,
person. Yeah.
well, Django's like he's a good person, and so that's where he's like, all right, it'll just be completely different. But so with White Lotus coming out, Walton Goggins has been doing a lot of interviews, and he did one for what's the architectural?
like the come into my house and watch the thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So he went to his New York cabin,
Nice.
New York, upstate New York home, and he was showing it around. Very cool house, very nice.
Did you see the one Soldier Boy Jensen Ackles where he did with his wife?
No.
Their house is fucking crazy. Where I'm like,
bet.
bro, I wish I had fuck you money.
Walton Goggins is from here, though, right?
Tennessee?
Isn't he like East Tennessee?
Yeah.
I think yeah.
But
Yeah,
so
he is Southern boy,
As he
which
was
is
going,
kinda-
going
it
through
fits.
though, he had a revolver on the wall that was like encased in glass, and he said Sam Jackson gave all the actors, all the male actors, a revolver with Hateful Eight on the barrel, in the font of Hateful Eight,
Yeah.
the title, and the woman he gave a Louis Vuitton bag, and she was like, I do not want this.
I want the gun.
I want a gun. And so she got one. He returned the Louis Vuitton bag and got and gave her a gun, which is dope. So
I love hearing that. Like you hear like Keanu Reeves gave everybody a fucking ARC motorcycle on the fucking John Wick movies.
Well, I mean, of course,
yeah. Well, but
he's
it's
gonna
still,
give everybody an arch.
well, I mean, yes, but at the same time, it's still like they had to fucking build them and make the things go here.
I mean, they're
That's true.
You know what I
they're
mean?
what, like $80,000
Yeah,
bikes?
like they're fucking
Yeah, they're high
expensive.
end.
Yeah.
Like it is fucking money.
It's crazy how much a new bike costs.
Yeah.
Like
I mean, it's crazy how much a new fucking
That's why
car costs
everybody's
nowadays too.
so into
Damn.
the fucking Grom. Grom is dirt ass cheap and they're really fun.
I've heard that too, but you can't. But you don't. The problem is you can't have a Grom by yourself.
What do you mean?
You have to have other people on Groms to ride with. That's the only way it's fun.
That's true.
You can't be just like
So
going.
we're all, so what I'm hearing is
the
we're all
problem
getting
is
Groms.
you can't because you can only. I think the top speed of those things are like 50 miles an hour, so you're not going on the freeway, and so
Yeah.
it's like, oh, you're gonna just go into town by yourself. I mean, you can, but it's way better just to mob in town with at least one other person. So you have to have other people with Groms to ride.
So what I'm hearing, Matt, is we're all getting Groms.
Not Navis are cool too.
I see them on Facebook Marketplace for like $1,000 every single day.
Yeah, we could.
They go. So I think like a brand new one costs like 5,000 to 3,000. Navis are pretty cool as well.
I've always been a fan of like the Honda Rebel, where it kind of looks like a Harley but light.
Yeah, it's a what are they called? Not a bar. What are they called? I'll think of it. Cafe Racer. Yeah.
I need a. Who is Tarantino? Did Hateful Eight? He's got one more movie, right? I think hasn't he said
Who
he's
knows?
doing whatever his like. I'm doing this many movies. I'm quitting or retiring.
Who knows?
I
No
don't know.
shot he
I
will.
feel like he's one of those people that would say that every single fucking time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you see? Speaking of directors and like Nolan and shit. See his new movie, The Odyssey. I think it's gonna be. It's literally just the Odyssey like story, like the most famous fucking story in history.
Yeah.
I think Brad Pitt is one of them.
Let's go.
It's apparently
Well,
a
do
fucking
you know why?
huge ass star-studded cast. Why?
Because of Troy.
Oh fuck yeah.
Because he played Achilles,
Yeah.
and you know who played Odysseus in Troy was Sean Bean.
Hell yeah.
Sean Bean, Boromir. Yeah, not Sean Astin.
Sean Astin, Sean Penn, Sean Levy. No. Yeah, I'm excited for that because I'm down for period pieces. Like, it wasn't the best movie, but seeing The Last Night by Ridley Scott was kind of fun, or The Last Duel with Damon and
Yeah.
Kylo Ren.
You know what
Adam
I tried
Driver.
to watch that's along that same vein was the new Macbeth with
There's a new Macbeth.
yes.
I fucking missed it, I guess, huh?
It was like four. I mean, it was when Kevin was living here, so maybe like 4 years ago.
Oh, that's
With,
right. Because I didn't see it.
With who is the guy that did Equalizer? Washington.
Denzel Washington.
With Denzel, it was Macbeth. You know, and I tried watching that, and all the lines they do are all in the Old English original Shakespeare, and I was like, I can't. This is
Completely incomprehensible.
The cinematography,
Phenomenal. Yeah.
incredible. And I was like, I can't.
Well,
I don't know what anyone's saying.
That's kind of the same vibe. Like, that's kind of the same vibe, but like, you know, you could at least understand Les Miserables, where they're like, no, fuck it, full musical. We're not just gonna make a movie. We're gonna and like it's Hugh Jackman, all the crew. I actually fuck with that movie hard.
I can't remember if it was Macbeth or Hamlet, but when I was in high school, my teacher was very into like,
Hamlet. The vampires
are attacking the
the
castle.
city.
But we had he liked to do like nobody wants to read this old English shit. We're gonna cover the bullet points, and then I'm gonna give you guys a fun project to do about it. You just started up Hulu. Is that gonna affect the recording?
No, just keep going.
Let's hope
I
not.
stepped on it. No, it just is the screen.
You sure?
I practically just turned the screen off. Sorry, people. Technical difficulties.
I just want to see. Oh, we're still going.
But,
so we're good.
Technical difficulties.
I sincerely can't remember if it was Macbeth or Hamlet, but he gave us a project that was like, all right, here's like, just pick one of these scenes that I've laid out on this table, go and like film it for like a video project. So me and my buddy Colby and Hannah at the time, we took like the fight scene, the one action scene, the whole thing, and we like put on like trench coats with katanas and put like Metal Gear Rising music over it. It's the funniest thing ever, and he still shows it to this day.
Really?
Yeah, to all of his classes that have to do that project.
Hell yeah, dude. That's always the fun one.
This is at Hillsborough?
Or
Independence.
Independence. And it was for what class?
English 4 or whatever.
English?
The senior English is. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Was Hannah in your? Is Hannah the same?
Yes.
Yeah,
I
okay.
think I know a movie that I think we should watch tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we should watch 1917.
Oh, let's fucking go!
Because
Yeah.
I think
Oh.
I think BJ is well enough into his thing to really fuck with the cinematography hard.
There's another.
It's maybe the best cinematography I've ever seen.
Oh, dude. Fuck, I love that movie. That and
yes, cinematography.
that
maybe.
and I watched it.
that
in
and the King's Speech is
King's Speech was awesome.
phenomenal.
but the cinematography is
the King's Speech
every
is- yeah.
shot.
Just for these generic rooms, they made the shots so
But
dynamic.
the shots, like I remember the one scene where they show them on set. They film one
The
side,
empty
one
ass
side,
each
and
other,
then
yeah.
after they've bonded, they show them in the same shot. I'm like, the story they're telling in just the shots alone, brilliant.
King's Speech is great.
Yeah.
Another in that same vein, I remember seeing this with my dad in theaters. Dunkirk.
Dunkirk, that's a
Great
Nolan
movie.
film.
Fucking couldn't understand a word in the theaters because
No.
they went like serious with like the sound, or it's like, oh yeah, that's what war
that's,
sounds like.
That's a Nolan film.
I went and watched it like after the fact with subtitles. Like, man, this would be really cool if I could. This movie's way better now that I know what the fuck is happening.
Yeah.
So another
Yeah, 1917 would be a great one.
another Nolan film which I haven't seen is called Insomnia.
I haven't seen that either.
It's with Al Pacino and Robin Williams.
Oh hell yeah! Whoa.
Wow.
And it's a 92 on Rotten Tomatoes. So that's a
I'd be down to check that shit out.
I want to also see. Did you guys see The Irishman on Netflix?
Oh, I tried so many times, but I'm like, this is a 3.5 hour
Yeah.
movie. It has to be like something that either I have enough time and I'm like, I'm willing to just gamble my time away, or it has to be something where I know I can watch one half and then finish another time.
I was in like it was like after I just finished the Mafia remake, and I wanted mob movies. Go.
Yeah.
Went through Scarface, Godfather, saw Irishman, like anything I get my hands on. It was good. It's definitely some pretty decent
which,
de-aging.
I mean, like
they
back
use.
in the day, the Sopranos is like to this day is known to be one of the best TV shows of all time.
I want to watch it.
I want to as
I've
well.
seen- yeah,
Apparently, the Discord guys. This is before we hopped in. You know, we met them, but they would have like
Soprano Nights.
They've watched in the time of having Discord. They've watched The Sopranos like all the way through like twice in
Wow.
Discord. So yeah, they were like, we need to rewatch Sopranos for the third time in Discord. I was like,
if they do, you'll see me in the Discord more often. I'll be like, all right, let me.
I gotta take a piss. I mean, to be fair, no, we still got time.
We got like 30, 20ish
Well,
minutes.
Matt's gone. I think they announced today that Switch Gold points are going away forever. Yeah.
Matt's what?
So that penny for every dollar you spent on a fucking retail game is gone. But
I'm gonna use them all up. I think, like, seriously, because I have a decent amount saved.
yeah.
I'll probably use them towards like fucking Xenoblade maybe, or something before it goes away.
Yeah, I remember before they implemented that you could do anything with them a year in, I had just been banking them off of every game that I got.
Yeah.
And then I went into GameStop one day and figured out that if you inserted a copy that hadn't been redeemed, you could just do it for games you already had too. So I had like a bunch of them.
I didn't know you could do that. So, dude, if I would have gone through GameStop just every
Yeah, all the pre-owned
title.
games just clink. But the first times they were like, all right, you can use them to like take money off of your games. I bought both Meat Boy and Super Meat Boy. Just got them for free with the gold points that I had at that point.
I think the first game I got for free with gold points was Shovel Knight, the Treasure Trove.
That's a good one. I bought Shovel Knight day one because it was one of the day one games on the eShop back when there was only like 9 things you could get on there.
Yeah, now there's more than 2,000, and half of them are shitty ass puzzle porn games.
It was really interesting in the first like half of the Switch's life cycle how Nintendo was like, we don't want the stuff on here to be dog shit. So they were actively vetting the things you could put on the eShop, and now it's like there's 18 different calculator apps, a lot of porn.
And it's not even like legit porn; it's just titties.
Yeah,
And it's like you have to
put a puzzle together and maybe you'll see some cleavage.
I bought one of those because it was me and my roommate at the time. We were drunk as fuck and on my Switch, and we were laughing. It was like literally I think $1.99, and I bought it, and he's like, dude, no, and like we did the first puzzle, and like we got so bored because it's literally like, oh, This isn't as funny. And so we just went I think we started watching.
No,
South Park.
for that you need to play Senran Kagura Reflections on the Switch, where you can feel the titty and ass jiggles.
I think I also have that one, but I don't know. I don't think I've ever played it. I bought it because I was like, "There's no shot," and then I just never got around to it.
Yeah.
Because I bought that, and then you know that RPG Shining Resonance.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I bought those. Two.
I have it's not a steelbook. It's some
It's like
weird
a little case thing.
Yeah, it's like a steel slipcover.
Yeah, no, that's the same thing.
But I
with,
just really didn't like the gameplay on that.
It
was way too slow.
I liked it probably for maybe 2 hours, and I was like, I'm bored.
Yeah.
I'm kind of scared though. That's what I'm gonna think of Avowed. Is I'll play it and go, this is all right, and then move on, because I typically fuck with Obsidian games hard. I know not a lot of people did, but I really fucked with Outer Worlds.
Yeah,
I like Outer Worlds.
I fucked with it.
Another
fair, though, I
really
think
fucking sad episode of Secret Level.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
I think my favorite part was the dialogue, how funny the dialogue was.
It felt real,
and the fact that I could make choices to affect outcomes was cool.
I think that's what I'm worried about, in the sense because Obsidian hired more and now have 2 separate teams working on games. The Outer Worlds team is working on the Outer Worlds 2. Avowed is a fresh new game from a brand new team, so I'm very worried about
this
that.
This is a weird pull, but I know you're gonna enjoy it if you actually take the time to listen to it.
Okay.
On Spotify, there's a podcast called the Snake's Paw Podcast.
Snake's Paw?
Yeah.
Okay.
And they basically just do little radio shows of stuff that they wrote. And the guy that wrote Tales from the Gas Station, which I love, listen to it all week at the cabin, does this one called Starship Mud Skipper on there, and it's very Outer Worlds. And
This?
yes.
Okay.
So anything that says Starship Mud Skipper,
Okay.
listen to those because you'll like them.
Yeah.
The speaking of something I'd like to get back into are the dark picture games, especially since they're coming out with the new one based in the space.
That
station.
space one, dude, that shit looks crazy.
It is interesting to me.
It literally looks like
they're
Dead Space
doing-
and Alien, mixed with because there were moments where it's infected the person. And I'm like, oh, this is fucking.
Well, it feels like it's interesting, and I kind of wish that they went back to doing the mini series again, because it seems like now they're just gonna do main titles.
Well, I mean, I think the miniseries was them kind of proving themselves, because they did
proving the formula.
Because they did Until Dawn, which did well, but then it was
and then they did Manfred.
They're gonna fuck that movie so hard.
Yeah.
None of the original characters returning.
It seems like
And it's
also
in
the
just
plot's
somebody's
a little
house.
bit different.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because they're not even on the mountain anymore.
yeah, it's fucking dumb.
So there's not gonna be.
No, it's still Wendigos.
Yeah, just now,
But
with, new
Spoiler.
they're just now on a farm in Idaho, I guess.
and they have to survive until dawn.
Yeah, just
No, the
fucking
mountain
drive
part was
away.
that was
The mountain part was the whole bit, because you're on a cabin. It's where the bitch died.
Yeah,
all
none of
this
the
stuff-
vehicles
They
work
lo-
because it's too cold.
They lose power, so then they have to have 2 guys. Remember, it was the Asian girl and her boyfriend have to go up to the tower to go radio help. Then the tower collapses because the Wendigo destroys the support beams.
Yep.
And then she falls, and we let her die because we hate her.
What's the bit for that? It's the Wendigos were just from.
It's
Weren't they just there?
the
or was
Wendigo.
it- or was it because
Okay,
of the death
so
of?
there was an
the
accident
teenager.
in the mines where the miners got trapped.
Yeah.
They started eating each other,
yeah.
which turned them into Wendigos. There were two there. Or sorry, there were 3. No, there were 2 there. There were 2 that returned there. Then the guy was chasing them that night. The night the sisters ran away.
They fell.
They
and they
fell.
Turned.
The sister then ate the body of the dead sister, turned her into a Wendigo. Then there were 3 Wendigos in total, which you then all blow up in the house. But there's that one point where the sister Wendigo is trying to help save them and is attacking the other Wendigos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I know what's Rami Malek's character in that game?
Josh, I
Yeah.
think is his name.
Josh, yeah.
Because I think the reboot or the remake, whatever, the one that came out recently, I think they gave an option of saving him or something. Because they added.
That's good because the best ending in that game, he still turns into one.
Yeah. So they gave options, I believe, more in the reboot.
They didn't need to
remake.
get anybody else back for the movie, by the way, but him, he needed
And the
to be there.
therapist.
Yeah,
Well,
the
he's
therapist.
dead though, isn't he?
But
What?
he,
The actor, I'm pretty sure
I
died.
hope not.
I'm pretty sure
not
that's
that old.
Well, I don't think it was.
No,
an old
no,
thing.
because remember he did all the trailers for Black Ops 6.
I think he's in the movie. He's
Remember?
Is he? Okay.
But you know who I'm talking about. He did literally for Black Ops 6. He was like, "While you're sitting, I'm gonna help you do your chores so that you can play Black Ops 6."
yeah.
Until Dawn new movie trailer. Fuck you. Dr. Hill. No, I want to know who he fucking. Whatever, I don't care. Yeah, that movie's gonna suck.
Yeah. It's also not one of the PlayStation franchises that I would have turned into a movie right now.
Well,
There's
like,
so much other shit.
That's the thing is, like, even though the movie was kind of just a whatever action adventure movie, Uncharted did well. I don't know why you wouldn't do a sequel.
And do it with Nathan Fillion.
There's no shot there.
that's how they should have done
yeah,
it.
that's how
They should have done it
the
10
first
years
time.
ago with Nathan Fillion.
Yeah, but they're just gonna keep going with fucking Tom Holland and fucking Mark Wahlberg.
As Sully.
I've heard some good things about
His
the
new movie.
Twisted Metal series.
Yeah, apparently.
Did you know
apparently
that
it's good.
that Troy Baker is the brother, is Sam?
Yeah. Yes,
I
because
didn't realize that
the
until...
that was like a full circle thing because apparently Troy was like down on his luck, like couldn't get jobs. Like he's getting barely, like he's getting some anime and like whatever. But he's like living in a broke apartment.
Sam's a huge role for
Yeah,
him.
he was living in his apartment and he played Uncharted, and he like reached out to the devs like
Sam Drake.
Yeah, and he was like, dude, this game, like, because when he played Uncharted 1, he was like, yo, this game is amazing, whatever else. And then that kind of pushed him to start doing games. And then he got huge.
Yeah, he
and then,
is
and
the
then,
video game voice actor.
And then Naughty Dog, because he was a huge fan and like friends of Nolan, Naughty Dog reached out to him for Joel. And then from Joel, he went to Sam.
And
He
then
did
from
Joel before? Oh,
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Last of Us was, what, 2013?
right at the tail end of the PS3, so yes.
Because then it came out a year later on the PS4.
Yeah,
for the
remastered.
Which that one I think makes sense because it wasn't backwards compatible.
Don't get me back onto the remake remaster.
When
thing.
Persona 5 came out on the PS3, they didn't call the PS4 version
Well, no, because it came out on the
Persona
same
5
day.
Remastered.
It was one of those things where it was a same day thing, but I feel like Last of Us got so much good award. Because to be fair, how many people played Last of Us on the PS3 versus the PS4? It was one of those
Yeah,
things where
because nobody had a PS3
that's
at
what I'm
that
saying
point.
at that point. Yeah,
What live action do you think that Sony should be doing?
I think
We definitely need to be doing more with Tomb Raider. I know that's not them, but we need Tomb Raider shit. Ghost of Tsushima, we need a new...
that is happening.
Because when the fuck have you seen a good samurai movie in the last 10 years?
Well, that's not a movie. I was gonna say Shogun, but yeah, not a movie.
Shogun apparently is incredible,
But not a movie.
we can get through it.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Apparently, they are working on one.
And they have so much potential with animated shit too, like the Sly Cooper movie.
I
like,
will
just
say,
sent that out
I
to die.
honestly,
I will say-
I think they should actually do a God of War something. I just don't know how.
If they did a God of War movie, that would be the craziest shit
But
of all
here's
time.
the problem, and it really has to do with my issue with current day CGI. I think current day CGI is dog shit.
Well, that's because none of these studios are being paid what they're owed.
But I just think everything, we literally watched.
Yeah, but look at
we were
Dune.
playing. So what I've been playing recently is Return to Moria, with the guys. So Billy set up.
Nerd.
Is that the Lord of the Rings thing?
Yeah, base building survival game.
Yeah.
And Burger gave him a PC, and now we're running like a full time server.
Yo, if
off
Burger's
of-
just handing out PCs, I'm right here.
That's right. And
Hey,
so
Burger,
we were
help
playing
me
that,
out.
but as we were doing it, we had like 8 people, full lobby in there, and it was crazy. Like, and so I was like, "What are we doing?" And so I was like, "We need to be watching The Hobbit. Not that I like The Hobbit, but we need to be watching it because it's Lord of the Rings." And we had recently, we watched Lord of the Rings like every 2 months. In
Hey,
Discord.
you said Jack was working on Marvel Rivals, right?
Yeah, that's
No, we didn't say that. We implied it. We
Right.
speculated.
Well,
it's a guess.
apparently, the Marvel Rivals game director and his team, the American team, have been laid off.
We need to check in
So
with Jack.
might want to check out your boy.
Send me that article, and I'll
It-
send
it-
this
yeah.
you.
Jesus Christ.
Hey, bro, we need an editor for the podcast.
So,
I
but
wish we could have Jack on again.
Well, if he's not working on anything.
That's true.
Yeah, I'll fly him down. So what was I saying before I was?
I don't know. You started with Marvel Rivals.
He did. I was playing Return to Moria.
Return to Moria.
And we're watching The Hobbit, and coming from Peter Jackson, who was like the best at special effects because it was all practical, like, and even Gollum looked incredible in the 2000s. The Hobbit movies look like dog shit.
Yeah, have you seen the video of
Dog shit.
The video of Gandalf crying at the kitchen table?
Yes. It would be easier if we just end the podcast now and I can cut out the end.
Okay.
Hold on. Well, thanks. Shout out to our sponsor, Dubby.
Big shout out, Dubby.
Use code Take a Sleazy for 10% off if you're
Hey.
looking for some journalist energy. And as always,
93% of you are not subscribed. So hit that fucking subscribe button. You
Put that
cunts.
bell on too to get the notifications.
yeah, weekly.
We
Listen
do
to-
every
we're
fucking
good.
Monday.
We're good and we do good stuff.
Yeah, we're back on track on weekly. It's just instead of Mondays, I'm posting on Tuesdays. It's so much easier.
Every Tuesday, new podcast episode, unless we say otherwise. New podcast episode on Tuesdays, and as always,
Take it sleazy.